crisis is defined as an acute disruption of psychological homeostasis or balance, in which one's usual coping mechanisms fail and there exists evidence of distress and functional impairment. So a crisis occurs when a person has a reaction to a stressful life experience that compromises their stability and their ability to cope or function. Well, we all have stressful life experiences. How come everyone's not always going through a crisis? There are two personal conditions that are necessary to have a crisis. One, an individual's perception of the event as the cause of considerable upset or disruption, and two, an individual's inability to resolve the disruption by previously used coping mechanisms. So, as our lives go on day by day, we experience things, and at some point we will encounter a situation where we feel we're unable to handle it with the physical and psychological resources that we previously utilized to handle things. I'd like to tell you about 6 kinds of crisis, and this is information taken from a book by Barbara Oken, Effective Helping. First is the dispositional crisis. Basically, these are crises that arise from a lack of information, like I don't know which job I should choose, which type of insurance should I get, which hospital should I go to, basically just questions. Then there's the anticipated life transition. So everybody living life will experience a crisis. These are normal developmental crises that are fairly common in our society. These result from like a midlife career change, maybe getting married, becoming a parent, a divorce, maybe a terminal illness onsetting, or even going away to college. Then there's traumatic stress. These crises result from externally imposed stressful situations that are unexpected, uncontrolled, and emotionally overwhelming. Examples of these could be assault, sudden death of a loved one, a sudden loss of a job, a sudden onset of an illness, an accident, a natural or man-made disaster, rape, or war. Then there's the maturational or developmental crisis. Most of these experiences are due to passing through life stages. They may involve issues with values, sexuality, our capacity for emotional intimacy, our response to authority, and our level of self-discipline. Usually these crises surface in relationship patterns or at crucial transition points in our development, like when we get married or when we get that new job. Examples are maybe repeated losses of jobs because of an inability to get along with supervisors, or maybe intense homesickness after you've gone off to school. Then there are 2 more, the psychopathological crises. These are basically emotional crises that are precipitated by pre-existing psychopathology. So a person with depression, or a person with generalized anxiety disorder or bipolar disorder may be more prone to experience one circumstance as a crisis than another person. And the psychiatric emergencies, these are crises where functioning is severely impaired and a person needs help to stay safe and to keep others safe. So as I've mentioned this list, you can see that crises fall into 2 categories basically. They're either developmental or they're situational. In addition to helping us understand the nature of the crisis, classifying types of crises can help us put them into perspective so we can determine the best means of crisis intervention. If you've heard something you feel related to in these descriptions of different kinds of crises and you'd like to talk with someone about it, I invite you to give us a call here at Palmetto Counseling Associates.